guys? This is Josh Graves from Fitness on Fire, and I'm here with Coach Jaywalk again today. We went through some of the business segment. We learned about Jaywalk as a coach and his extensive career and background, and now we're going to see if he can help me be a better performer by taking me through a footwork, agility, quickness, performance exercise. So I'm looking forward to it. Don't know what I'm up for, so we'll see how I do.
I'm looking for his stride pattern to see what his feet are doing in his natural stride. I'm looking at how his arms move and what his breathing tempo looks like. Now the first thing I'm going to teach you is recovery posture. Recovery posture is your feet in what we call natural gait. Natural gait is the space between your feet when your feet are hip width apart and your toes are perfectly straight. We're trying to create perpendicular lines of motion. Everything we do is about creating straight lines, nothing that intersects. Never creating parallel lines or perpendicular, forgive me. Everything perfectly straight. Where your right foot has its own line of motion, your left foot has its own line of motion, and those lines never intersect. I need you to distribute all the weight on the ball of your feet. Never let your heels touch each other. It's really awesome because he's so athletic, he can automatically check and cue himself already. I asked him to stand there, but just because we have his energy loaded on the ball of his foot, what is he doing? Naturally, he's starting to bounce. So for me, I'm starting to interpret his body's rhythmical patterns. Naturally, he's like getting bursty. Right now, he's recruiting his fast twitch system. He doesn't realize it, but it's starting to cook. Why? Because we've taken away the wasted movement that most athletes do when they're resting. But now that we have him stable, focused on his posture, core tight with integrity, and no heels on the ground, his body wants to go forward. That's where you start to tap into speed. The next technique we're gonna create is called a rhythm bounce. A rhythm bounce reinforces that natural rhythmical tempo. So we're gonna keep our natural gait loaded up on the ball of our feet, our core's tight, and now we're gonna keep our chest and our nose in front of our toes. And all you're gonna do is bounce down the turf, maintaining those perfect parallel lines and not allowing your hips to shift or rotate. Now we're gonna cover arm integrity. Your arms, we're gonna treat your arms like razor blades. Your hands specifically. And the reason we call them razor blades is because they're gonna slice through the air. You're targeting your eye socket, where your middle finger's right underneath your eye socket by your cheek, slice through the air, maintaining that parallel 90-degree angle, slice past your pocket, and snap your elbow up at 90 degrees. Pocket to socket is what we're thinking. Eye socket to pocket. If you get your middle finger above your eye, it creates what we call an overstride. And it forces you to heel strike. But science tells us that perfect 90-degree relationship allows you to drive your foot right back down underneath your hip, which gives you the best angle to explode. Let's notice how often he gets on his heels from that energy. We want to maintain that energy on the ball of our feet. Now, you have your arm integrity, you have your razor blades, pocket to socket relationship, you have your natural gait, chest and nose in front of your toes. Now I would like you to do a technique that we call an A-skip. All this does is helps you recruit the proper lift in a stride pattern. Lifting. Every time you bring your foot down, you're striking on the ball of your foot directly underneath your hip and allowing your chest to maintain over your toe. Beautiful A-skips. Really great foot angle, good chest and nose level, recovery posture. Good. Right back into your rhythm bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. Now you're gonna single leg isolate that A-skip and go into a single leg A. Now let's eliminate all deviation because as soon as you bend this knee, you lose force application. Simultaneous foot strikes every time. Now travel forward, maintaining that tempo. Beautiful. So here's what I meant when I said I look at their movement patterns. Everybody has their natural ability to move or their natural coordination or lack thereof, right? So for him, I see a bazillion things that we can improve right away to create more efficiency in his foot dynamics and his rhythm. Have you ever heard that song? Dun, 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 yes. Dun, dun. I want you to play that song in your head as you move. Every time you bring your knee up, it's Every bump, you're gonna have a foot strike, and your feet are gonna leave the ground and land simultaneous every time. Up, down, up, up, up.
That's crazy.
B-skips. B-skips teaches you the extension, stride length. So to run, you have to create lift. That's what an A is. A, lift. B, lift, reach. Now, you're gonna go occupy ground. So go get the ground and snap your energy through. Ball of the foot and travel. Chest and nose in front of the toes, snap in those arms, pocket the side. This warm-up fatigues you, but the more you do it, you start to reinforce proper speed mechanics. What we do in this program is we take every single component of a stride pattern, the entire sequence of a stride, and we isolate it one move at a time, from the lift, to the lift and extension, to the lift and recoil. And once you've mastered every piece individually, then you put it together like a puzzle, which creates your stride. Speed dynamics, speed mechanics, proper biomechanics in his arms, proper foot placement and foot patterning with his legs, and stride length. Really great job. He's a fantastic athlete. There was very little to coach. It was more about just teaching the rhythm of the technique. Those were just some dynamics in speed work and speed mechanics. I want you guys to remember, some speed is good, more speed is better. Too much speed is just right. Always remember, fitness on fire, and don't forget to think fast.